Question 7. X minus p is a factor of x cubed plus qx plus r. Show that 27r squared plus 4q cubed is equal to 0. Now once again guys, the only thing that's leading me to know what to do is it says it's a factor. So that means x minus p by x minus p is a factor. Okay? And what we're going to get is x squared minus px minus another px plus p squared, and I'll get x squared minus 2px plus p squared, and that divides all into this equation here. Now the problem with this equation here is it has no x squared value. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in 0x squared qx plus r, and now we're going to divide in. Dividing in, x is the first one, so we have x cubed minus 2px squared minus p squared x, or sorry, plus p squared x. And then what's going to happen is we're going to change the signs. It's going to be a minus, a plus, and a minus. Okay, we're going to get 2px squared. This is going to be, technically this is qx minus p squared x, factorize it, and I'm going to get a q minus p squared x. Going to bring down the r.
Where's your 9x squared though?
There's a 9x squared?
Oh, it's a 0, sorry.
0. Sorry, it's a 0. Excuse me. Okay, this is a 0. Now, what's going to happen next is we're going to bring down the r, which we did, and we're going to divide it again. Now this time it goes in plus 2p times. Going to multiply that out. We're going to get 2p times x is 2px squared. We're going to get 2p times minus 2p minus 4p squared x. And then finally 2p by p squared is 2p cubed. Once again, go in and take everything away. So we're going to get a minus, a plus, and a minus. It's going to be 0x squared, which is what we're expecting. We're expecting 0x here, and we're expecting 0 down here. There's 3 equations. The first equation is q minus p x squared plus 4p squared x equals 0. Yeah, that's not x squared, that's just x. P squared x. Now, what happens is the x's disappear because they're on both sides. And what we're going to get is q minus p squared plus 4p squared equals 0. Now what I'm going to find out here is I'm going to find out that q plus 3p squared equals 0. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to do the next one, which is going to be r minus 2p cubed equals 0, r equals 2p cubed. These are my 2 equations. Now I've got to reread the question and figure out what I'm actually going to do with these equations. It wants me to find out that 27r squared plus 4q squared equals 0. I'm going to write down no p. That's basically the problem. So 27r squared plus 4q cubed, and it wants all that to equal 0. Have to find a way to get rid of these p's. Okay? Now, I reckon the first thing I'm going to do is I need r squared. Okay? I'm going to work straight away on the r squared. Okay? So, r squared is the same thing as squaring both sides. So I'm squaring both sides. Okay? R squared is therefore 4p to the power 6. Okay? Now 27r squared is therefore going to be multiply 4 by 27 and we get in this case you don't add the powers. What you're thinking of this, you add the powers if it looks like this. That'll be P5. But if it's p cubed to be squared, what that means is it means 2p cubed multiplied by 2p cubed. 2 by 2 is 4. P cubed by p cubed is p6. Okay. So what we're going to get here is 27. What's 27 multiplied by 4? 108. Yeah. 108 p6. I'm going to replace my 27 r squared with 108 p6. Okay. Now, what I could try now is I could try to convert. I might try and convert. Might try convert my q's back into p's. Okay. So if they take away and equal 0, we know that 27r squared plus 4q cubed equals 0. So I'm going to write down the following. I'm going to write down that. Just going to get rid of this part here. I'm going to write down that q equals minus 3p squared. I'm going to multiply both sides by, I'm going to get q cubed starting off. So what's q cubed? Cube both sides. Okay, so I'm going to cube both sides. Now this means that q cubed equals minus 3p squared multiplied by minus 3p squared multiplied by minus 3p squared. Quick way of doing that would be to cube the minus 3. When you cube minus 3 you get minus 27. Same as last time. 2 to 3 is p6. Now I know that q cubed is minus 27 p6. I need 4q cubed. So I need 4q cubed, which is going to be 4 multiplied by that, which is going to get me 108 minus 108 p6. Replace my 4 cubed with minus 108 p6. And what I figure out is that they actually both cancel each other and I get 0 equals 0. There's two formulas I had at the start, and the two formulas were r equals 2p squared. Okay, so what we have here is r equals 2p cubed, and the other formula I had was q plus 3p squared equals 0. Now they've given me a question here, and I haven't seen a question like this before, and I'm actually going to have to figure out how do I actually figure out how to do this. Okay, so what it says is, I'm just going to drag my two equations back to the top. Okay, so what it asks me is, it gives me a random equation. This equation is relating to the one we just did, and what it wants me to do is, it says find the answer of 3q squared plus q equals 0 in terms of p. Now 3x squared plus q equals 0. Okay, and I'm sorry saying, okay, in terms of p means q no longer exists in this equation. I have one of my equations does that for me right away. So Rory, what I do here is I bring over the 3p squared and I get q equals minus 3p squared. Then I replace in for q minus 3p squared. I have to solve this equal to 0. What I do is, it's the difference of two squares, but I need to factorize. It wants me to factorize and solve this. Take out 3 and I get x squared minus p squared equals 0. Then the 3 can disappear, because 3 times a number that is 0, that number must be 0. So the number in the brackets has to be equal to 0. So I'm going to get x squared minus p squared equals 0. This, as we all know, is the difference of two squares. X plus p, x minus p equals 0. Therefore, the solutions to this equation are x equals minus p and x equals plus p. Okay? And that is the answer to that part there. Number 8. This is a factor of this one here. So what we need to do is we put in x squared plus ax minus 2 brackets x cubed. Now plus 2a minus 1 x squared plus 0x. We're missing the x part minus b. We now start dividing them. The first one goes in x times, you get x cubed. Then we get ax squared. Then x times 2 is minus 2x. Okay. Then we're going to take them away. And when we take them away, we're going to get a minus x cubed minus ax squared plus 2x. Okay.
You can multiply that in the top one.
You could do. We're going to get to that now. Okay. Now what happens is we're going to get x cubed minus x cubed is 0. Now what Simon was saying is you might want to multiply that in as 2ax squared minus x squared. Yeah. And then you're going to take away another ax squared. And that's going to leave you ax squared minus. And then you can factorize out again, and we're going to get a minus 1 x squared. A minus 1 x squared. Okay? So we're going to get plus a minus 1 x squared. 0x plus 2x is 2x. Take down the minus b. Now, how many times does x squared go into a minus 1 x squared? A minus 1. Because it's whatever number comes in front of the x squared is how many times it goes in. So we're going to get a minus 1 x squared. Remember the brackets or else it's not correct. Then we're going to get a minus 1 times a. Now a minus 1 times a is a squared minus a. So it's going to be plus a squared minus a times x. Finally, a times minus 2 minus 2a plus 2. Okay? And sorry guys, that should drag across. Just run out of space here. Nope, it doesn't. Right. So what we're going to get when we go down here is we're going to get the a minus x. We're going to have to change the sign. I haven't changed the sign yet. Minus. Have to change the sign of both of these. That's going to be a plus. That one's going to be a minus. Okay? Cancel them off. The a minus 1, the a minus 1 cancel. Our first equation is going to be 2x minus a squared minus ax equals 0x. Get rid of the x's. Get rid of the brackets. Remember there's a minus 1 in there. So we're going to get 2 minus a squared plus a equals 0. This here is a quadratic equation. Multiply by minus 1 and rearrange. I'm going to get plus a squared minus 1a minus 2 equals 0. I multiplied in there by minus 1, then brought the a's to the front. I'm going to factorize a minus 2, a plus 1 equals 0, a equals. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to solve this equation. And when we solve this equation, what we're going to get is a minus 2 equals 0, or a plus 1 equals 0. A therefore is 2, and a is equal to minus 1. That means we're doing well, because it said values in the question. It said the plural, so that means we're in a good place with this. The next equation, which you're going to do in purple here, just in the purple box, is going to be the number equation. So it's going to be minus b plus 2a minus 2 equals 0. Therefore, bring the b over one side, and we're going to get 2a minus 2 equals b. Now the problem is with this is we have two a values. So b equals 2a minus 2. So when a is 2, b equals 2 times 2 minus 2. So when a is 2, b is also 2. Because 4 minus 2 is 2. Do it for minus 1 now. When a is minus 1, b is going to be minus 4. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 minus 2. B equals minus 4. Okay.